Good afternoon, folks, or good evening, whatever it happens to be that you're watching us. We certainly thank you for watching us, and we know you're going to enjoy this program. I have two distinguished guests with me today, and we'll do our best.
Yes, we will.
Christine and
It's Christina.
Christina.
Yeah.
Wow. Is it Duena?
Yes, it is. Doina.
All right. Anyhow, Chris and Dwayne are here, and we're off and running. I want to bring you, I've got a lot of things to rave about. So when you feel like talking, just interrupt me. From the lips of 9/11 mastermind Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. The Muslim religion is a religion of peace. Yet, they slaughter people brutally on a daily basis. Seems like quite a contradiction, yet KSM rationalizes it thusly. The entire world will be at peace when everyone converts to Islam,
Yep.
is enslaved, or is slaughtered.
That's right. He said, the Western world does not understand our definition of peace.
And that's it.
Yep.
When we've eliminated everybody else.
We'll be at peace.
Another statement from him. Allah has declared a war against non-believers.
That's part of the Quran, I believe.
Another, religious freedom and PC, political correctness, plays into the Muslims' hands and enables them to grow their terrorist groups in the U.S.
You see what else he said about PC and that liberal type man? It's a gift from Allah.
Gift from Allah. I missed that part.
Gift from Allah.
What do you think of that?
I think he hit it right on the head.
Yeah. Now,
They considered a gift from Allah.
This is all stuff they got after they waterboarded him.
Yep.
Yeah. And the guy wrote a book about it. It's very interesting and I think very truthful. Those three, that's the truth. Mm-hmm. He has said it.
Yep.
Just to play devil's advocate here, though. What about the Crusades? The Christian faith went down and they killed all the people down that didn't believe in the Christianity. Mm-hmm. This is not a new thought. This is not a new...
You know what, Chris? What about slavery? I'll give you the same answer. I had nothing to do with it.
There's nobody alive today that had anything to do with it. So it's...
And to expect me to roll over backwards in agony over either one of those two events.
Yeah, to justify it today, it's crazy.
No, all I'm saying is that this is not a new procedure. This is not a new concept. This is something that's been going on for years. This one with the Muslims has been going on longer than others.
Okay, the reason I bring this up or stress it is because most of the people in this country are brain dead, they're high on drugs, or they're just idiots because they do not understand these people hate us and they want us dead.
Right.
And this is a holy war.
Right.
So out there, listen up. You're going to get more of this. Shooting a red-tailed hawk is a violation of state and federal laws. Yet, wind farms slaughter them and slaughter eagles also. A guard, not unlike the devices which enshroud fans, needs to be ordered and installed on these wind farms immediately.
I don't know how on earth they could do that.
Then stop the wind farms and shut them down. Oh, now you laugh. But yet, all those people out, well, there's not all, because there's some good people watching us, but there was a bunch out there watching us that wanted to stop nuclear power plants because of the snail data. Remember that? And
Oh, I
that was
remember
just
him.
an act of fiction. The stupid thing was all over the place. But they wanted you to believe that it was a endangered species. But this is for real. They're really and truly slaughtering these beautiful raptors.
So you have to make a value judgment, which is more important to you, a species of animals or a green planet.
I'll take the animals.
You're for the animals over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the hawks, owls, eagles are an important part of the balance of nature.
It's,
And I think they're wonderful, wonderful, proud animals. Beautiful animals. Listen, we've got nuclear power. We've got all kinds of hydroelectric power. We've got natural gas, more than natural. I mean, we have got more than we can ever use in the next 300 years. We don't need these big, stupid, ugly wind farms. And we don't need them solar panels every place, too. I'm sick of those. Ugly, a blight on the landscape.
well, I like wind and I like solar, but perhaps they could put the wind turbines in a different location where they,
Got to put them where the wind is.
I mean, in places where the hawks and eagles don't exist.
Good luck finding that place. I mean, you know, you put them away from houses. Well, guess who lives away from houses? Aminals.
Not anymore. Animals are moving into my house left and right.
Well, you know, you're right. And that's a story for another day, but I will rant and rave about the paranoia of people. The bears are coming. Oh my God.
I've been waiting
So-
for years to see one.
A bear?
Yeah.
Bobby Shannon took a picture of a footprint in his backyard.
I heard there was one here in Norfolk.
Yeah,
But
yeah, up on Holbrook Street.
Holbrook.
Yeah. Okay, folks, I'm going to give you another lecture. It's a time of year when you're going to be calling the police department. There's a snapping turtle in my yard.
I just saw one yesterday on 115 up
Yeah.
by the recreation.
Yeah,
He was crawling on the sidewalk. He's about that big around.
yeah. They're up laying their eggs, folks. They're not the least bit interested in you.
They're not going to hurt you. Just leave them
They're
alone.
going to go, and oh, he's digging in my garden. The ground is soft there, folks. She's going to lay her eggs. She's going to cover them up. The sun is going to beat down on them, and they're going to hatch. And the day they hatch, you will see one of the great miracles of nature. Okay? The little turtles will come out about the size of a quarter, and they will invariably turn to water.
Yep. They
Go
instinctively.
directly to it. You know, I like to tell these stories to these folks that don't believe in God, you know? Oh, yeah, this is all just a cosmic accident. Give me a break.
You'll also know when it's happening, but if you listen, you hear a bunch of crows making a lot of noise. They have discovered the baby hatchlings have come out, and they're having a feast.
Gobble, gobble
gobble,
time.
gobble. Yep. That's why only a very small percentage of them actually make it.
Yeah. Also, I don't want you calling up the police about skunks in your yard. Okay? A skunk is a beautiful, playful animal, not unlike a cat. I don't want him in my yard. Why not? They eat grubs. They are great mousers. And if you leave them alone, you're not even going to know they're
No.
there. So for heaven's sakes, and the other thing too, I heard a couple of ladies talking about this over at Roach Brothers. Oh my God, they saw a fox in their backyard. Well now, batten down the hatches. I mean, Time to panic.
Well, you never know. They drag your husband away, drag your kids away.
I think most of the women I know would be happy with that.
Yeah.
Dragging the husband and kids away.
Fox,
But-
if you can see it, you're lucky.
Yeah. But here's the thing with the foxes. Yeah, you see them. A little bit more this time of the year. And you know what it is, friends? It's the mother fox hunting for the young.
For the young, she's got the kits in the
That's
den,
right.
and that's
and
it.
she's out, she's trying to catch a bunny rabbit or something to bring back for the kits. That's why you see them out a lot more. You see them at dusk. In the back of my yard, I used to see a gray fox go through every night at 8 o'clock, 8:30, and she was going along the stone wall. Why? Because that's where mice
Mice
live.
are, yep.
And chipmunks.
Exactly.
Chipmunks, too. I don't like chipmunks.
You don't like chipmunks?
Nah, they get in the house.
That's a mouse with a tuxedo
Oh,
on.
mice get into the house too, you know.
You know I like mice?
You like mice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
They make it terrible. They can be very destructive.
Well, so can kids, but I let them stay there. I get another question about animals, too. The most talentless turkey on TV. I vote for Matt Lauer. Any dissenting votes on that?
No, I can't disagree with you there. I'm just trying to think
How
if
can-
he is the most.
How can he possibly hold down a job?
I don't know. There's a bunch of them. I wonder how can.
Talentless worm.
Well, I'll probably be short for this, but I don't like that black girl who's on The View. I can't think of her name. She
Whoopi
was
Goldberg?
No,
Is that
Oh,
the
she's the
view?
movie star.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah.
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 Is
That's
that
right.
what
Yeah,
you
yeah.
said?
Yeah.
To me, she has no talent at all.
None.
And she's in lots of movies and she's in lots of shows, and they are always quoting her.
Oh yeah, like she's something on authority and stuff.
You know,
That's that celebrity adoration.
yeah. I've got something that I was going to say for the end of the show if I got to it, but it would be perfect right now. New York City driver mows down people high on PCP. After he was arrested, he said he wanted to kill them all. And police should have shot him to stop him, a prosecutor said in court yesterday. He had been smoking marijuana laced with a hallucinogenic drug, PCP. Now, thank God the police held their fire. Because if, in fact, our friend Mr. Rojas had been black and a cop shot him and killed him, Al Sharpton would have had New York on fire
Oh,
2 hours later.
Absolutely.
You
With
know,
the
the
and the whole
police,
Black
their
Lives
hands
Matter
are tied
group.
now.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. They have been for a
Yeah.
long time.
And you're seeing it, and things like this happen. Well, anyway. All right. Doug Schoen, a former Democratic consultant who's on Fox News, said the other day, "My party is only interested in obstructing in Washington, not working with the Republicans for the betterment of our country. They are captivated by their hatred."
And he actually said that
Oh, on Fox News.
about himself and his party?
About his party. He was a former Democratic consultant that now is sort of independent. But he's
Okay.
getting big paycheck from Fox News, so he's on Fox News all the time. He's a very decent guy. That's the strongest language I've heard him use. And is that right on, or is that right on?
It appears that way.
Yeah.
I think so. That's true.
I'll go backwards up the page, if you don't mind that.
I don't think anybody's going to know.
Okay, don't tell them.
I won't tell them.
Peter Robinson is now folks, we'll give you a little time and I'll repeat this, but go get a paper and a pencil because you're going to want to write this down. Peter Robinson is a British mystery writer, and he is the best at this type of writing in this generation. He is outstanding. I just got through reading his last 2 books. In the Dark Places is one, and his last book, his latest book, is When the Music's Over. Both of them are great reads. 5-star reads, folks. But When the Music's Over has got to be one of the best books I've ever read, mystery books, in my life. And I'm not giving anything away when I tell you it ends with a whimper, not a bang. His stories usually do end with a whimper because they're very realistic. But all I want you to do is read When the Music Stops. And I want you to shut your eyes when you're all done reading and think about which direction America is headed in. Could this happen here in America? And I'm going to tell you something. It could.
Good, probably.
And this is a very sobering book. Outstanding writer, Peter Robinson. Write it down. And in a couple of weeks, I'm going to tune into you folks out there and ask questions. Be prepared.
That's right. You
I'm laying it right on the line.
better know
today.
the answer, too.
Boko Haram.
Oh, nice, guys.
How about if we polled Americans and said, who or what is Boko Haram? A WWE wrestler? A hip-hop performer?
Nope.
The latest SUV from Kia?
Nope.
Or a famous physicist, Okob Marah, spelled backwards? The truth is they are a murderous insurgency in Africa.
In Africa.
Based in Nigeria. And they have, to their credit, kidnapping over 500 young girls.
They're the ones that got the notoriety when they captured those.
Right.
300 at a time right there, I think it was.
Yeah, it's over 500 now in total. And they raped them, impregnated them, married some of them off to their soldiers as young as 9 years old.
When they say married, that's a misnomer. That's not exactly a wedding ceremony with a white dress and, and flowers. That's here, you can have this sex slave, she's yours.
You're subjugated into slavery. And these poor girls have been pounded into submission, uneducated, and their futures destroyed.
Yep.
Now, my son Patrick and I were having a discussion the other day, and he says, this is going to go on in the Middle East until women are educated. Once they're educated and find out what the rest of the world is like, they're going to say, the hell with you guys. It's over.
Well, that's why they're taking them out of the schools.
That's right. They won't let them go to schools.
Well, they believe that women should not be educated. That's part of the reason.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, so I was thinking about this. What kind of hell must their parents be going through? These 500 girls that were kidnapped, worrying about where they are, what's happening to them.
That's a good question. That's a good point. And I'm trying to think of one of them said, if they really knew what was happening to them, somebody was on the inside of this group, they would worry even more.
Yeah. Can you imagine what hell would be raised in this country if this bunch of, say, just ordinary nutbags came to Norfolk and kidnapped 25 girls from a school?
Yeah.
25. and held them off, took them into the woods up in Idaho or some damn place. Can you imagine? It would be wall-to-wall headlines for the next 6 months.
Oh, yeah. And
yet,
every resource would be expended to try to recover them.
a French Foreign Legion would be called
Yep.
in. But yet,
Nothing.
in this country, nada. Nothing.
Nada.
Nothing. Do you hear a peep from anybody?
Now, why do you suppose that is?
Because we're over here and they're over there. And we are living our lives fat, dumb, and happy. And they're over there scratching out a life. And it's hooray for us and the heck with them. We're too busy with our life.
Plus, there's cultural differences.
Big culture.
I noticed even in Asia years ago, it's been almost 50 years ago now, but the value of a life was so much less than we thought it would be. Mm-hmm. And not necessarily in a wartime situation, just on a day-to-day basis. In fact, there was an article not too long ago about changing attitudes in China. This bus got into an accident in a tunnel, and it 40 or 50, I don't know, maybe 25 young people died, burned up in this bus. Passerbys had a chance to open the door and let them out. They just ignored it, just walked on by or drove on by. None of my business.
How about when you see and hear of a father trading his 9-year-old daughter to some guy for 2 goats and 4 chickens?
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's not unusual in some of them countries.
Oh, no. I mean, that's it, you know?
This past month, you get National Geographic magazine?
No, Susie doesn't want me to have that.
There's no more naked pictures. There's an article on albinism.
Yeah.
And in certain countries, it's considered being possessed by a demon. That's why they're albinos. They're black, and all of a sudden they're born white. Now, here's the disgusting part. They believe that the body parts from an albino child will cure other people that are possessed by demons. Parents sometimes sell their kids so they could be chopped up for parts. That is just absolutely disgusting.
Maybe that's why we don't care about what goes on over there, huh?
Yeah, they're just beyond civilization.
We can't perceive of that. So as a result, we pay no attention to it.
Yep.
I'll hear no more about that.
I got pictures of kids with their arms missing. They were sleeping at night and somebody came in with a machete and just took their arms to go out and sell it.
Well, it's like, here we go. It's like the abortion issue. If you ever knew what partial birth abortion
It's
was,
brutal.
and the horrible things they do to the fetus, dragging it out, and the women, if you say to them, well, how about, no, I won't hear of it. I won't. And they run away. They don't want to hear it, but they defend it. I don't understand that.
You don't understand why they defend abortion?
Yeah, partial birth abortion, yeah. It's a dreadful, inhumane, horrible thing.
So it all depends whether you think the baby is a person or not.
It's a creation.
I'll think about that one for a while.
Okay,
But I mean,
I do, and I think it's a horrible, dreadful thing to do.
well, I'm sure in the medical field, if we knew a lot about what happened, we'd be aghast.
I'm not taking babies and killing them, no. Anyway, all of this is going on over there. And it's coming this way. And I said that during the last show. We're bound and determined we're going to let everybody in.
Oh,
And that's wrong. We have got to be vetting these people.
Well, I think that's being played out in a lot of these refugee camp places in Europe that are now saying, oh, wait a minute, what do we do here?
Oh, yes. I don't want to give away the story of the book, but it's about the English having second thoughts about open borders
Yeah.
and the problems.
Well, they had to put guards at the front side of the tunnel because they were sneaking in on trucks and trains and everything else. They couldn't stop them from coming in.
So this, the heck with that. That's going to start too much trouble. Jerry Remy was vilified the other day. The Red Sox announcer.
The announcer, yeah, I don't.
About his feeling is that if a pitcher is out there on the mound and they want the manager to go out and talk to him, if he's from a foreign land, an interpreter has to go out also.
With him.
And Jerry said, "Give me a break, for heaven's sakes. This isn't baseball. You know, let him learn a few of the buzzwords about
Yeah, baseball
pitching and
words.
let it
That's all
go."
he said.
Yeah.
He should know a few buzzwords like
Yeah.
you're out, you're safe.
But you know, and they jumped all over him. All the PC people.
Became racist. It became everything else.
Including the Red Sox organization. But do you know
Well, they're
who I
weenies
thought-
anyway.
Dave O'Brien, his partner.
Yeah.
Boy, did he take him and throw him under the bus. Unbelievable. Well, Jerry Remy's all right in my book. I'm going to tell you the story. I decided I wouldn't tell you, but I'm going to tell you anyway.
Now you got us interested.
Yep.
Now you got us curious. You can't
My
stop.
son knows a girl that goes to college. She's home from college for the summer. She's beautiful. So just in passing, he said, "So, how's college life?" She says, "Very disappointing." He said, "Really?" She says, "Yeah." She says, "All the guys I meet are wimps. They are all just big babies." She said, "I got to go out with guys in their 30s. So, and her bottom line, she's very political. She said, "You know, when the terrorists come over here, they're not going to find too many men in that bunch. They're
No.
all going to run." So, Patrick couldn't help but make matters worse by asking her a couple more questions. And finally she said, "Well, I'll tell you how bad it was. This one guy tried to hit on me. And he just come over and bump, 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 bump." And she said, What? And then he said something stupid. And she said, "Get away from me." And she said, "Go find the cry room and get a teddy bear and cry." So anyway, we're not breeding the warrior class anymore. And
Bill, you've got a book on your left side.
yep.
How many of those do you think we'd find today? By the way, that book is Beyond Band of Brothers.
Why
Yep.
don't you hold it up so they can see it?
Beyond Band of Brothers, Dickie Winters.
Yep.
And he was, of course, the commander of
Easy Company of
Easy Company,
101st Airborne.
and the Band of Brothers that was on TV and in the movies.
How many today do you think would step up, even if it was, I know it was World War II, and everybody's had to pull together, but thousands and thousands of men, young men particularly, and some women till that later, only because they had no facilities to first start with, but stepped up. And that next day after Pearl Harbor, some of these recruitments had lines around the block. And they lied about their age,
Yeah.
they lied about their physical conditions just to get in. How do you think that would happen today?
And do you know when the lines were even longer? After Christmas.
That's right.
Because some of the kids said, "All right, December 8th,
Okay.
Yep.
when Christmas is done, I'm going in."
Yeah.
And the lines were blocks long to get in. Yeah. How many of them? Damn few.
Damn few would step up today.
Yep. Damn few.
So how do we bring the boys up differently?
I said, well, here we go. You just
Well, that's got to start
can't
way, way
wait
back.
to get me in trouble, can you?
Well, you have a son. What
Yep.
would he be stepping up?
I think single-parent households are part of the problem.
Oh, it's a huge problem.
Huge problem. Yep.
Ha ha! They're in trouble too, folks.
I never considered it something to be celebrated.
No, no.
I thought it was too bad. You know,
It's a shame.
sometimes if there's a death or
Yeah.
the divorce that couldn't be helped, that's too bad. But to go out and make a single parent household on purpose, I thought that was sad.
This business about and I hear the Hollywood celebrities.
Yep.
I can be just as good a
Oh, yeah.
parent as a two-family. Well, she's not going to raise the kid. The kid is going to have a succession of nannies that are going to take care of her.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's going to go off to camp, off to private school. She'll be lucky if she's with her mother 3 times before she's 21.
But it's more than that, because in Norfolk we have a lot of married people, married families.
Yes.
That's probably one of the reasons why Norfolk's one of the safer communities. But taking care of your child's every need and not giving them any challenge and not having them stand up for himself and fight for themselves is they're relying on somebody else to do it. So like if you say there's a problem that you want people to step up and take on the war or whatever, well, they have no concept of what that's all about.
No, part of that was called helicoptering. Helicoptering parent is where they always hovered over the top of them and just helped them with anything. Afraid to, don't go up on that swing, you might fall
Yeah.
off and skin your knee.
And I'm guilty of it too. But you know, it's funny. I think it was in Toronto. They changed the playground so it wasn't all this soft stuff. They
Really?
made it regular, so the kids, when they understand what it means to fall down and get hurt, and that's a powerful lesson. And you don't have to be their helicopter for the
I
rest of their
think part
life.
of it too, Chris, was when we decided to keeping score in soccer.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want anybody to feel bad that he's a loser or she's a loser, so we won't keep score. What the heck does that teach you? Does that teach you to strive to be your very best? No. So,
There's those, even the classroom, dumbing down to the dumbest. Instead of trying to achieve the highest, you dumb the classroom down to the lowest.
and, when we were kids, and I'm sure you guys out in the Midwest experienced the exact same thing, but give us an old bat and an old taped up baseball,
Oh, yeah.
and we'd go out and play baseball all day. We didn't need to have uniforms. We didn't need to have a little league field. We didn't need the parents to tell us what team we're on. I mean, give me a break.
Yep.
And the same thing during football season, ice hockey out on the pond, basketball.
After you lost the one puck you had, you used
Yeah.
a smashed up beer can.
Hey, it'd be snowing at my house, and my brother and I would be out shoveling off the basketball court. So as soon as it was done, we could get the rest of the snow off and we could shoot
Yep.
hoops. I mean,
But the parents felt that they wanted their children not to suffer and go without like
Yes.
they did.
yes, you're absolutely
Yeah, I think that's
right.
part of it, Krista.
I think you're absolutely right. I think because some of the parents had a tough time with it, they wanted their kids to be able to avoid that. Well, they're not doing their kids any favor.
Right, unfortunately.
Yeah. You saw that as a teacher.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the playground restrictions got stricter and stricter and stricter.
Yeah.
Pretty soon they didn't want them to run. I mean,
Yeah.
all the games we played, like dodgeball and things that, the whip,
Yeah.
you run in there.
Yeah.
Crack the whip.
Roger
Send, that one we try to
Yeah.
And they-
crash
you
through the
hit
line.
it
Was
You hit
Relivio?
What?
Relivio? Was
I
that Roger Dodger?
We didn't have a name
something?
for it. It was just
All those games, they involve some hurt, but you learned how to deal with it. You knew
Yeah.
when to give up, when to let go.
But you couldn't even play tag now because you had to touch somebody.
That's
That's
right.
right.
You can't play tag.
None of that stuff.
No, 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 no.
The
So the kids could only go out and stand at recess time, and then they're worried about them being obese. Well, what do you think? We used to have a recess time, and they changed that into a snack time. And then they wanted more time on task, so you couldn't stop and have a snack. You had to work while you were eating, which is a bad habit. So between sitting and eating and working, you know, the kids aren't getting the
so they
exercise.
never went out for recess so they could have a cigarette.
Yep. That's what we did.
Yeah. I'm going to skip this one. The Bella Bond murder.
Oh, I don't know why there's a problem with that.
There's a trial underway with Michael McCarthy accused of murdering the 2-year-old Bella Bond, who was his girlfriend's daughter. The mother, Rachel Bond, is turning state's evidence. And a drug addict friend is also testifying against McCarthy. They claim the 2-year-old girl was possessed by demons. And this is why McCarthy killed her. And plus, they were all in this drug-induced haze, too. They're all crackheads. And so this precious little girl died, 2 years old. And they threw her in the ocean.
Yep, put her in a bag.
It wasn't us. Now, this is what they're going to say when all is said and done. The message is going to be, it wasn't us, it's the drugs. They take control of your life. This will be the defense by all three. And this Michael Sprinsky, he's just as bad. He was the friend, and he saw all this and did nothing.
Did absolutely nothing. Yep.
In the end, this trio will try to articulate the fact that they are the real victims here.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's.
That their lives are now ruined. So, I have a suggestion.
Oh boy.
Let's build an electric chair with 3 seats. Put them all in it, throw the damn switch, and be done with it.
Bring back Sparky.
But they are the ones who chose to take the drugs.
Absolutely. And those people do not want to take responsibility for their actions.
Right.
Oh, I didn't think it was going to drive me nuts. Oh, I didn't think I'd be hooking to pay for my habit, blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? Come on. You got to use your head a little bit.
Yeah, I have trouble justifying some of our legal systems, and particularly the defense attorneys when how you can defend some of these people and
Well,
go home and sleep at night.
Do you know what it is?
It's money.
Well, yeah,
money and fame for
it's
them.
also our Constitution, too.
Yeah, but
That says we must provide adequate legal care to defend people, and I can live with that.
I don't know. Knowing that you might put somebody out that's on the street that is an extremely dangerous individual, and the chance of him doing it again are extremely high, but yet you do your damnedest to make sure that he walks.
But yeah, well, yes, but if they couldn't prove conclusively to a jury, he's got to walk. Reasonable doubt. That's all you
Often
need.
on a technicality, though. That's the
Well, then again, you've got idiots
Yep.
on juries. Look at the O.J. trial.
oh yeah.
I mean, those people, for heaven's sakes, they don't get me going on that. But
that bunch couldn't spell
that, to
DNA.
me, is one of the great challenges that we face as a society is the jury of our peers.
Well,
I want peers, my peers, or your peers, or Dwayne's peers, but I don't want crackheads and failures and layabouts.
what about some of the European systems? They have juries, but they're not peers. They're professional jurists.
That's not. Oh, I
And they're
propose
not
that.
tricked by these lawyer shenanigans that they're doing. And they see that this is a ruse that he's trying to pull off here.
I think if I were ever in that position, I think I'd opt for a judge-only trial.
Judge only?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got less chance of fooling these
Yeah,
people.
that's right. Yeah, these judges have supposedly seen it all.
Or
But
even
then
the
again,
professional
some of them are
jurist.
just political hacks that are
Even
going
the
through
professional
motions.
jurists, you got less chance of fooling them than you do
Right.
a judge. Say that group, the classic one you said was O.J. Simpson. You know that group. They had their minds made up before the thing started.
One jurist, a woman, she's voted not guilty. And they asked her afterwards, well, how come you voted not guilty? She says, well, I didn't. She says, I knew he was not guilty because I knew those drug tests, DNA tests, don't work.
No.
I had a DNA test and I found out I was pregnant, but I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
A DNA test. So, this is the caliber of some of the people you get.
Yeah, that's
Well, on a lighter note,
okay.
my lovely bride, my Suzanne Marie, and I had the pleasure of having dinner the other night with our former pastor at St. Jude's,
Oh, okay.
Monsignor Peter Connolly. And, folks, I'm very, very happy to report that the Monsignor is doing fine. He's happy teaching over at the seminary, and he misses us all. So there. That's my good report.
Good.
President Trump pulled the U.S. out of the Paris Climate Accord. Mm-hmm. And the whining crybabies on the left are really outdoing themselves.
Do you know?
This thing is, in fact, a treaty by another name, but was never sent to Congress.
Yep.
And why not? Because it wouldn't pass. Okay, so Obama just signed it off and and committed us to take part in it. Our Cardinal O'Malley, in this week's pilot, not happy with President Trump's action. But may I gently and humbly remind the Cardinal there's lots of other problems on his radar screen that he would be well advised to concern himself with, besides the shell game called the Paris Accords.
Do you know that almost 90% of the people polled could not tell you what the Paris
That's right.
Accord was?
Yeah.
Yet 59% are vehemently opposed to us pulling out, but 90% I'm going to tell you what it was.
Well,
And do you know what the terms of that thing was?
yeah, we pay for it.
Yeah, and there was 195 signatories. To get them to sign, they got things in like there's no checkup on anything. You sign to get leveled down. There's nobody going to check on you. There's no verification, no nothing. It's just what you say you do, and that's it.
And China has 30 years before
Yeah.
they even have to start.
They don't have to say,
addressing
and then
their
they don't have to say if
problems.
they did or not.
Right.
They said, yeah, we did it.
Yeah.
That's it. They can walk away. Just the dumbest thing in the world.
Well, a few of the top things that I think that Cardinal O'Malley might be working on instead of the Paris Accords are church attendance, the Catholic schools that are closing, the collaborative experiment that's not exactly a roaring success, and the crisis in the priesthood as numbers dwindle. So I would suggest, Your Eminence, that you have a bushel basket of problems staring you in the face that need your undivided attention. As that great statesman, Ronald McDonald, once said, keep your eyes on your fries and address Boston's problems. Never mind international politics.
And stop spending church money on civil affairs.
That's right. That's exactly right. And the Accord is regarded as a treaty by most countries, yet it was never ratified by the U.S. as the Constitution requires. So it's meaningless, as countries are free to set their own quotas.
That's right.
Yep. A merely symbolic agreement among hypocritical politicians usually does more harm than good. And it's not clear why the U.S. almost alone should be bankrolling it.
And according to the
Yeah.
MIT, even if they've met their figures, it's going to do little or nothing.
Well, Al Gore admitted that the other day,
Yep.
that it's really, it doesn't make any difference whether it passes or not because it's not going to help.
Nope. That's
Well-
one time he was probably right.
While I'm at it, and while I'm suggesting people get to work on what they should be getting to work, I have a few words for the mayor of Boston. The Herald's article led with, Marty vows Hub will not retreat on climate change. So I ask the question, does this gas bag have a clue as to what his job is or what kind of shape Boston is in? Here, Mr. Mayor, is a list for you to be working on. Crime in the streets, gangs, drugs, Boston schools, racial strife. The disparity between the rich and the poor widens as the middle class is being squeezed brutally, as high-rise, multi-million-dollar condos replace housing that was once lived in by the middle class.
Broken up streets.
Yep.
You got neighborhoods go a week after a snowstorm. They don't see a snowplow.
That's right. The homeless, the traffic is unbelievable. The homeless crisis continues unabated. By the way, Mayor, nice job shutting down the homeless shelter out there on that island for the winter. Real nice. So before you huff and puff yourself up some more, think about what's already on your plate. Oh, wait a minute. Is he possibly preparing himself for the next election?
You think?
And he's looking for the green vote? Marty wouldn't do that, would he?
He's not a politician.
One other thing. Oh, I'll get to that in a minute. Look at this. Legislators may pass a cell phone ban. That's great. One wonders if it'll be enforced. Is anyone enforcing
No.
the texting ban?
No.
Yeah.
I don't even see them enforcing the seatbelt.
No.
I mean, people do that today because they've learned that it's good, but I never saw any enforcement of it.
Well, we have a non-primary seatbelt law. You can't stop a driver or somebody in a car for a seatbelt violation.
Right.
You can give them a ticket after you stopped them for running a stop sign and doing something else.
As a secondary.
As a secondary,
offense.
but you
Yes.
can't. And this costs us upteen millions of dollars a year in highway funds. But we're too stupid to pass this. And yet they complain, oh, our roads are all beat up, we don't have this, we don't have that. We are throwing money right down the drain by a stupid passing a law that you as a primary seatbelt. And I think we're only one of two states in the nation that doesn't have it.
New Hampshire, I think, is the
Yeah,
other.
New Hampshire's the other one.
Live free or die.
But it's not enforceable. A seatbelt law is not
Sure it
enforceable.
is. If he sees you without a seatbelt, he stops you.
Oh, yeah. You think our police have enough time to sit there and watch to see if you're wearing a seatbelt or not? And by the time
When he
stop-
pulls up behind you when you're driving down the road, he can tell you whether you got a seatbelt on or not.
He can?
Absolutely, of course he can. You
I
can see
can't tell when I'm
I
behind
can
the
if the
car.
strap. I can see the strap going across.
But, you know, if you see a policeman behind you and you're breaking the law, by the time he gets out of his vehicle and over to you, you can put that seatbelt on.
He knows that you got it. He
can
knows.
see you do it.
He sees you
Yeah,
doing
so-
it.
So it's just your word against his
Yeah.
No,
word.
it's not anymore. He's got a dashboard camera.
But he's got so many other more important things to do.
No,
Now
it's,
you're talking. Now you're talking. You're absolutely right. That is low on the totem pole. I think our usage in Massachusetts is over 80% now. So look,
yeah, but why throw that money away?
on
Oh, just put the damn law on the books. So they got a tool if they need it.
Well,
Why be stupid? Like we do so stupid stuff.
you're starting to sound hurtful now talking like that.
I am.
Yeah.
How many times did it, I don't want to say anything about it, whose police department it was and when it was, but when I drive by that recreation center fields and somebody's finest is sitting under the shade tree in that car, that's not too busy, I don't think. I don't know what
But
crime he's
that's
going to.
speeders.
No, he can't see the speeders from in there.
And by the way, I noticed that lately that we're back to backing 100 yards into a side street so nobody can see you in either direction. That way they can catch you speeding. Look, if you park out on the edge of the street where everybody can see you, you slow everybody down.
That you do.
All right? That's your job. Not nailing one guy
But I
that
think
happens to be going over the speed limit.
That's illegal anyways. If they have to be able to see a portion of that vehicle.
Let me tell you
No, they
something.
don't.
That's being ignored in Norfolk then. Listen, I saw a couple of police cars 100, 150 yards back. And I'll tell you where I saw it. I saw it up on Main Street. On the left, we used to have the field where the farm was, Bill Sweet's farm. And they put in like 25 houses in a U-shaped development. In the first, as you're going towards Franklin, in the first cutoff, he was back there, I think 2 houses back.
I saw on one of the interstates going under an underpass. There's one standing on the overpass with a radar gun or a laser, whatever they use today. Sure enough, half mile down the road is two chase cars.
Yep. And I
Now,
don't, have a problem with that.
I don't either.
No.
If you're going to speed, you're going to get caught.
Yep. But by the same token, I think the primary, it's written on the side of the car, to protect and serve.
You know what that thing you said about that will force people or makes people slow down or just in Texas was using, and they still do, dummy cars. They're not cop cars. They're just old beaters that they painted up. They got black and white, and they stick them beside the road. There's not anybody in them. So they might put a dummy or a head in there, but people see them alongside the road. The whole area just slows down.
Sure.
Well, Scotland doesn't bother to put dummy cars or policemen. They just have cameras. And the cameras are tripped by the speed. And the camera takes your picture and you don't know. They're in the woods. You don't know where they are or unless you've been there for a while. And there's no question. That takes your picture, they send you a bill, you pay it, that's it.
They do the same thing in Germany.
Yeah.
And they do the same, well, they don't do quite the same thing up in Sweden. But I'll tell you what, there's no drunken driving in Sweden
Ooh,
anymore.
no. That's
It's all gone. I mean, you one chance and you're out. The second chance, stay home forever.
Have you ever known anybody be arrested by not wearing a seatbelt?
not here.
No, it's not an arrestable
Not so much
offense.
here.
It's a just
Well, have you ever heard of anybody being stopped because they
No,
were
no,
not
not
wearing a
you can't
seatbelt?
stop them because of
No.
it. That's the whole thing.
Well, okay. As
Have
a
I ever?
secondary-
Yes, I've seen things where they stop them for doing 75 in a 30 zone, and then they add on reckless driving, not wearing a seatbelt, passengers with no seatbelts. Absolutely. Then they put a whole litany on it.
And do you know anybody who's had that?
Personally, no, but there's an article in the paper called Police Blotter every
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. Well,
You see that all the
but
time.
you know-
but, you know, they don't put Norfolk. They have Rentham, Plainville, all those countries, but there's no Norfolk police blotter in the newspaper.
I don't know about
We
that.
have a secret court that meets
we have
on
our own.
Monday noon times and Tuesdays at midnight, and it's undercover, and we meet out our justice that way.
It's not publicized in the Gazette, I know that.
But to your point, yeah. But you know what happens when the cops do that? 75 in a 35 mile an hour zone. So speeding, operating so as to endanger, no seat belts, a defective tail light.
Right,
The
they get you
judge
everything.
throws everything out except the first charge. and says, yeah. We'll file all those charges. Pay the $1,000 fine for the
Yeah,
speeding. And
but at
that's
least
the
it's there and brought to people's attention. I think that's.
I mean, it's like piling on, you
Yeah.
know. Let me think of some more things I can charge you with, you know. But anyway, well, we're coming down quickly to the end of the show, folks. So, as I stated last week, the American public continues to ignore the terrorist activity. So, real quickly, between our two shows, this one and the last one, the attack on London Bridge,
Yep.
we had in the Philippines an attack at a gambling casino where they just attacked Christians, killing 36 and wounding over 100. Then the massive suicide bombing, the truck bomb in Kabul, Afghanistan, 90 people dead, 400 wounded.
Even Iran got hit.
Yeah,
That was the first time.
yeah. But this, by the way, some interesting things going on in the Middle East. Let's talk about it next time.
Okay.
But we are selling lots and lots of equipment to Saudi Arabia
Yes, we
and
are.
to Iran. So I think we are moving in the right direction as far as dealing with people in the Middle East and establishing relationships. So, friends, another wonderful show is in the books, but here's a promise. We're going to do another one in a couple of weeks for you.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah, so there. All right, folks, listen, stay out of the hot sun.
Yep.
We'll see you next time.
Finally, hot sun. Take care.